uniquely sophisticated, connected to the world around them. Often overlooked, the indigenous peoples of our planet, though they are often disparaged as primitive, exotic.
It's like 370 million of indigenous peoples around the world.
The term tribe itself is something backward, uncivilized. But I think it should be turned from negative word to a positive one.
There have been indigenous tribes on the island of Taiwan for many thousands of years, and they've shaped the whole region.
In terms of language, Taiwan's Aboriginal people speak a diversity of Austronesian languages. They migrated from Taiwan through the Philippines towards the South Pacific.
Today, they work hard to maintain their identity in this modern world.
So what's so unique about indigenous culture is because it's just there and different from what is dominating.
But it's their very difference that makes their culture so valuable. And there's much to learn from them.
When you appreciate that difference, then it's beautiful, it's unique, it's just there.
The Pacific coast of eastern Taiwan is a rich and diverse environment, the traditional home of the Amis and Gavilan indigenous peoples. This environment has provided them with shelter and, above all, a varied source of food, which over thousands of years has developed into a sophisticated cuisine all their own.陳耀忠is a professional chef with a view on food that springs from Amis beliefs.
在我们传统的这个烹调方式，一定要唱歌，唱了之后充满了人生的希望。
This means engaging with the raw flavors of the food, to which he tries to add his own unique twist.
Because the ways of living are going to pass. You're not going to really sit there and then use your hands and eat taro.
All this knowledge includes a lot of wisdom of the world.
He catches the ingredients himself, the traditional way, just hours before preparing them.
我们族人可能知道怎么样适当的去取得海洋资源的食物，也适当的取得山里的食物。
Chen owns a restaurant in the village. Most of the guests are outside visitors, and he is determined they should have a true Amis experience if adapted to their tastes.
And they consider the ocean is their refrigerator. Anytime if they need any food, they will go out and dive and pick up the food they need.
100 miles away, Li Xiaomei from the Associated Gavilan tribe, who teaches culinary in the college, is doing the same, gathering ingredients where she finds them.
我们是噶玛兰族，跟阿美族他们住在一起。阿美族吃的东西跟我们噶玛兰吃的东西其实也都差不多。
The Gavilan eat a lot of raw salted meat and fish.
盐巴，然后再加一点米酒。
And alongside that, over 80 kinds of wild vegetables are commonly seen in their dishes. It's something Li Xiaomei is passionate about.
我也想要就是传承我们噶玛兰的一些的文化，可以吃到更多的那个不同的野菜，还有不同的料理方式。
Every so often, a way to share tribal cooking and the way of life behind it comes along. This time, it's in the form of a national competition, and it's going to receive publicity right across Taiwan. Both Li Xiaomei and Chen Yaozhong enter.
那比赛也是一个刺激的一个过程，把部落真正的精神给呈现给外面的人。
Both chefs are going to have to be at the top of their game, choose the most representative dishes they can, and show their tribes at their best. The common element to both these coastal peoples, the Amis and the Gavilan, is that they forage for food. That is, they search for it and gather it, rather than cultivating it. It makes for a varied and highly seasonal diet. And foraged food is going to be at the heart of their competition dishes.
我觉得采集很重要，你只有透过采集，你才知道这些食物的来源。
Like the Gavilan, the Amis also gather edible plants. They have recipes for over 200 different plant types, and even call themselves grass eaters.
樱头果它可以吃，微涩微甜。那我们采一下它的那个林头心，叶子是可以拿来编织用的。阿美族呢很喜欢吃心，芦苇心、槟榔心、藤心，牧草心，就是不吃没有良心。
The knowledge about which plants are good to eat and which aren't has been passed down through the generations.
哎，这样就可以了。叶桃呢，全株使用哈，从它的根部一直到它的叶子，它里面呢有一条非常迷人的嫩心。我们小时候很喜欢玩一个游戏，叫做钓鱼。钓鱼，哎，钓上来的鱼要吃了。 它可以生津止渴。
This might seem idyllic, but it might not be possible for the Amis to go on gathering these plants forever.
回想我以前的生活方式，到处都是野菜，然后开始去找以前吃过什么，现在都不见了。
Wu Xueyue is an expert in edible plants and also an Amis. And she shares the Amis attitude toward foraging.
我一直到初中住校的时候，那时候我才惊觉到为什么菜要用买的。以前我不是都到野外摘菜吗？
I think food diversity is also something we should learn from indigenous people, because the introduction of the mass production of monospecies will ruin our food security.
我们绝对不会赶尽杀绝，这是我们的生活习惯。
But some wild vegetables are disappearing.
我想不见的原因有一个非常重要的，我们的土地越来越少，自然生长的环境没有了。 所以野菜也就越来越少了。
Wu Xueyue is doing her best to stop this from happening.
我把重心放在做保种工作。部落那么多休耕的土地，怎么样让大家能够去复耕？其实这也是我想要，就是从保种的工作来带动大家，可不可以把那个地再翻一翻，再耕种，会有越来越多人愿意。 跟我一样去种这样子的原生种的东西，我觉得这样保种工作才会达到效果。
One way to save these unusual edible plants will be to get more people eating them. And this is one of the things Chun is trying to do in his restaurant. But he does have to adapt the Amis tastes for a wider public.
People more and more want to take the original taste of the food itself. So the Aboriginal food also have to progress along the way of the trends.
Traditional Amis cooking is very simple.
我们是一个很典型的一锅煮主义的一个民族。所有的海鲜各种料就是一锅，野菜就是一锅，就是最传统的一个食煮法。
It's ingenious, but Chun wants to be a bit more refined with his cookery when it comes to the competition.
现在要做一个阿美族的一个装饭的容器，叫做阿里蹦蹦。
Ali Bong Bong is a neat-packed lunch prepared by the women for the men. The lunchbox is woven from panadon leaves and stuffed with rice and meat. It's something that will stand out when he presents it to the judges. Shomei has decided to use 2 special vegetables for her competition dish.
我们采野菜啊，也有人说我们噶玛兰是野菜杀手。这个是6分半熟的了，这种的熟度是最棒的。这是毛西番莲，看好漂亮哦，淡淡的橘色、黄色这样，可以这样子直接吃。
The local material is probably the most accessible one and fresh. It doesn't cost transportation. So it is the new trend, definitely. We have to learn from them.
The day before the competition, Chun goes to find his last fresh ingredients in the sea.
我本身就是在这个海口长大的孩子，不喜欢被束缚， 想说用自己的方式呈现自己的料。哎，好厚哦，无泥耶。
Shomei's secret ingredient is a large sea snail known as the giant ram's horn. It's rare and not easy to find. She engages a friend to find the snails for her. It's dangerous work as the sea is unpredictable, and the snails only come out at night.
要冒着生命危险这样下去啊，因为没办法，为了这次的比赛，找了快半个多月了啦，很难找了。海底的石头我看都已经被它翻过了。
Many tribes people have been lost at sea gathering food.
海象是我们不可预测的嘛。那我看过很多，就是部落的人为了去抓这些生物，就失掉自己的生命，自己的机能是。 我的阿姨深夜划船，因为大水就这样离开。尤其是在冬天采集海菜的时候，在那几秒当中必须离开，因为让它是有生命、有呼吸的，快速的采集也快速的离开，简直就在跟命搏斗。
So I find, in a way, they probably is a teacher for us to learn how to eventually to make sure the food is sustainable with the environment.
像我们老人家曾经告诉我说，你去海边去了一次回来，千万不要再去做第二次，因为那是贪。可能你再去的时候，你的命就不见了。我们必须尊重大自然，但是我们也必须珍惜生命。只有经历到的人才知道。
It's a lesson to be taken seriously, but the ram's horns are needed. There's little choice but to brave the waves. With a unique chance to present Aboriginal cooking to the outside world through a competition, Chen Yaozhong and Li Xiaomei are gathering the best ingredients they can find, according to traditional methods of gathering from the forests and seas. With only one day to go, Li Xiaomei's fate rests in the hands of her friend, who is risking life and limb to find her some giant sea snails, known as ram's horns.
格马兰族啊，都把它当宝啊！只剩下一天，我也很紧张啊。满月，看能不能老天爷给我捡到夜光螺。阿姐，上来了！辛苦了，辛苦了，辛苦了，有吗？今天的主角是哪一个那么高拐，让阿姐找那么多天？哇，好大哎！
How they can appreciate their original material that is surround them and make the difference out of it. And this particular area, I think, is something where we can learn from the native people.
The next day, the competition is underway. Li Xiaomei can now go ahead and make her signature dish.
我来削面包果跟那个白公蹦。
果汁机去吹凉啊！
对啊，海胆要处理哦。
Chen's dish will be called Touch of Sea and Mountains. It uses the seafood he caught yesterday, wild vegetables, and the neatly woven ali bonbon packets.
为了要把它精致化，但还是保留它的那种传统的感觉跟味道嘛。我只是想要呈现属于部落的一个饮食的一个观点。我们在做这个精神是，我保持原来的味道，不破坏它本身。
动作快哦，动作快哦！我要水哦，我人要过去，水烫哦。
Xiaomei's dish is called Ritual of the Sea, and along with the snails, there are 2 special plants she has gathered. And it all has to look perfect.
还有10分钟出第1道菜，还有10分钟出第1道菜。
手残了。
不要放那边，放里面一点，等下走路那个风吹会掉。啊，刮掉了。
19。
很辛苦的编两边。
你这个编织的是不要剪开哦。
对，要剪开。我之所以不要剪开，是为了怕以免破坏它的形体。
The judges try all the unfamiliar flavors and textures, and soon they come to their decision.
好，接着要颁发的第3名是我们的季军
树屋餐厅。
好，我们待会要求那个冠军的出来，还要唱一下那个原住民的歌哈。有没有那个干嘛？亚军。 太阳部落陈耀忠、王胜祥、黄伟忠，恭喜！
那继续保持自己原味性的生活，去传承很重要的一个部落饮食文化，我觉得那个是最大的乐趣。
Showmei and team have not won a prize this time, but at least her dish has been presented to the outside world.
有这个机会来再出来走出来看看一下，大家的作品让我大开眼界。希望能够在这一次的比赛之后，我能够有很大的进步。
Both Chen and Li have succeeded in their main intention, bringing attention to tribal food and the way it is prepared. For both of them, it's a duty. So competition or no, Showmei continues to teach her students about food and nature.
我的老师就是大自然，希望他们有跟我一样的热忱的心，热爱大自然，你就有收获。
Chen's mission is to adapt tribal food to suit outsiders' tastes, so that the Amis way becomes more widely known.
到部落要体会的东西不是只有吃，而是人跟人之间的对话，它呈现的那个层面是不一样的。但自己要先去尝试去突破，把这个风味餐原住民的饮食做一个不同的呈现。
They are the keeper of the balance, not just the balance of the natural system, but the balance of between the social and ecological system.
For both of them, it's an affirmation of their tribal identity.
Well, I think it takes few more people like Yao Zhong to be able to cross line and be able to remold this presentation and make it more accessible to the international clientele. And definitely there is a lot of potential to develop that.
In this modern world, the idea of responsible, sustainable sourcing of food is becoming ever more popular, and food that has been hunted or foraged for is bringing an exciting set of flavors back to the table. The Truku make their home in the mountains, arriving in this scenic area over 300 years ago when their ancestors came from the west in search of new hunting grounds. Hunting season starts in the autumn. Bidelo Uga is a Truku musician. When the autumn festival season draws near, he becomes a hunter. His facial tattoo is a sign of his status as a huntsman, and it is not often seen today.
Traditionally, as an indigenous woman, we don't judge about men's hunting activity. We just wait for the food.
You face a lot of uncertainty. Sometimes you will also be killed in the mountain, in the forest.
作为一个猎人呢，他们必须提供部落重要的这些动物蛋白质的来源。
德鲁古最擅长的时候就是在丛林里面穿来穿去嘛，动作要敏捷啊，哪边会有障碍物啊，我们都知道啊，眼睛非常亮。
The tribe's people feel their tradition is misunderstood.
Unfortunately, now the modern people don't treat it that way, and we'll be living in mass productions of the product, which definitely hurts the traditional culture.
The hunter is not guaranteed success by any means.
It's a learning process to develop certain culture with respect to the different spirit of animal.
不是什么人都可以当猎人，得到祖灵的赐福，给你多一点的猎物，让你能够满载而归，然后跟部落分享。
The tattoo is a mark of the huntsman, whose soul will return to the Turuku hunting grounds using a rainbow as a bridge. You earn the tattoo when you have achieved certain skills.
要会狩猎，要达到3只山猪公，有的不算了，就可以打上这个资格文。在野生动物里面，山猪是最强、最凶的，所以德鲁古就是不服气啊，就是要专门抓那个最不好抓的，就是山猪。在我们古代啊，本来就是文面民族嘛。我从小跟有文面的老人家在一起生活过，我是以猎人的身份去文面的。
Alone in the forest, a hunter is reliant on his skills for finding his prey, but also simply for survival in this unforgiving world. Finding a crab means there's a source of clean water nearby.
这边有一条路哈，就是山猪走的痕迹啊，它这个旁边一定会摩擦，只有山猪会这样子。这个痕迹的话，就不是山猪了，因为山猪它要走过的话，它一定是全部把旁边的草哈都会压倒。那像这样穿过去的话，那个是山羌。这个草如果它这样子压的话，它是往下的话，它就是下去，它不是上来。
It's this hard-won knowledge that lets the hunter set his traps in the right place.
我们放陷阱的时候，我们不能讲话，甚至于脚步都不能太大声，太喧哗的话，动物都跑光了，就等着饿着肚子了。那再把它伪装，就是要这样子伪装，这个高度可以，它比较不会注意到。
设陷阱，然后不留下人类的味道，这个就是要学习的。有时候还是一种家传的秘密，所以某一些家族人，他们会常常会猎到动物啊。
Hunting is a battle of wits between human and animal. The hunters are on their own, but they are guided by ancient principles. Gaia.
我们入秋的时候就可以放陷阱，就可以去打猎。接近春天了以后就不要再打，让他们去繁殖。这个就是所谓的不谈啊，这个就是符合那个Gaia。
Most of the old villages are inside the forest. When the villages were abandoned, they became sacred places.
可能是很重要的那个动物栖息的环境，里面是充满很多的禁忌啦、规范啦，都在限制猎人的狩猎行为。
Sometimes the hunter has to stay out overnight. He has the skills to find something to eat for himself.
我觉得阿美族厉害的地方就是很会找野菜，而且很讲究。我们打猎比较厉害，就靠山嘛，山肉用烤的，加点盐巴切一切就这样吃了，都是很原始的。
As most animals are nocturnal, Bedello decides to try his luck in the night. Every October, the Turuku hold a ritual to give thanks to their ancestors. And after several trips into the forest, Bedello has caught a boar. With just one day to spare.
You go hunt and you get some prey. You share the prey with the villagers. You are saving the things you need by saving it in your social network.
It's a time of merrymaking, and the prey is treated with respect, as it has been hard-won. It's part of the Turuku's respect for nature.
你打够了自己吃就可以了，我一定要抓到猎物，不该我的就不是我的。
The real way of hunting is conserving natural balance.
为什么现在那边的森林已经不像以前的森林了？因为动物太多了。我看到的每一棵树都是被那些动物啊，把它刮，把那个皮弄掉、剥掉以后呢，枯干了，就倒下来了。是不是要让我们这个原住民去把它生态平衡？
There we call it landscape ecology, which means you maintain the habitat of food, but that can also achieve the sustainability of the ecology.
We need to stop exploiting this globe so much because you're actually getting more than you need. Indigenous societies can sustain for such a long time without having excessive resources. It's still alive.
In a region where planting crops is impossible, hunting becomes a main source of food. The hunters don't see themselves as exploiting the forest, but as its guardians, even as it is threatened by the modern world. The mountains of southern Taiwan are home to the Paiwan indigenous culture. Unlike the hunter-gatherers of other tribes, they have traditionally survived on subsistence farming. Galalu is 90 years old, and she knows the traditional ways of growing crops on the mountainside.
Uy, naimadakna masih kakedrian ka palisilisi ama tusu masih ka palisilisi na nababulungan di juangakan. Uy, ada nama tabakakan ka sini puada ka kenya zaku pacalalak munti kana mata bakigad. Tas ora makedai pairang. Kemas jika kedrian kena temal metua vasa urasi bau lapanai rumagai.
Galalu lives with her family on the mountainside. She is especially close to her great-granddaughter, 12-year-old Lamasan.
小时候就跟他一起住，跟乌嘎拉路，我的名字是他取的。有时候还会觉得乌是我妈妈。
The family isn't wealthy, but Galalu wants to make sure that Lamasan and the other children at least have a strong connection to the riches of nature.
It's important for Aboriginal kids to relink themselves with their home culture.
And there are a lot of important and beautiful knowledge in this culture, like agricultural practice.
When Typhoon Morakot devastated the mountain villages here, most of the elders moved down onto the plains, taking their knowledge of mountain life with them. But Galalu and her family made the riskier decision to stay here, to make sure their traditions don't disappear.
路断掉了，很惨，但是部落没有问题。我们就是要回来做我们记忆中的农作跟生活。
在家自学以前都是帮的就比较少，然后之后都是几乎一整天都在田里。
Without a schoolhouse, the children have to study in makeshift classrooms, wherever they happen to be.
基本的学科部分，国英数，他们也会在农场一起上课，然后一直到耕作这个部分也列入我们的课程。88风灾的时候，妈妈有种小米，那时候也因为要收成，我们就开始帮忙。
Soon, Lamasan will be graduating from this open-air school. And for the celebration, she's going to learn from her family how to make traditional Paiwan dishes.
应该就是传承吧，就是要让我们知道食物可以自己种，然后不一定要花钱去买，然后让我们知道之前的长辈他们都怎么过生活。
在原住民部落，只要国小毕业，你就要会顾家。他可能煮一餐风味餐给爸爸妈妈吃。在部落是讲说，你们赌，你长大了。
The tribe staples are millet and taro, which can be grown on very steep hillsides.
Kajunangan sali-silisi, kasalisian ya, todamit aduiken na kasalisian. Ang kundi ka sali-silisi ada nekanu kaya kacesangas, nekanu kuaisu kacesangas di cemau cau-cau nama sengseng mana sih kasali-silisi ada kajunangan.
有时候在拔草的时候，你会滚下去，太斜。
你一拔那个草太硬，然后你就飞地球5公尺就。
飞到了部落里面。
Millet is a very usual food in traditional diet in indigenous society.
小米是我们很爱吃的食物。
Birds are also very fond of millet, and when the organic millet is ripening, in May, That's when they come for it. The children then help out. It's all part of living with nature.
La vuvu mesa kamanya vao. La vuvu mesa kamanya vao. Tulu kukwe. La vuvu mesa kamanya vao. Disuna masik otiakana.
Unira. Awai cuma kon dulu jema batu ko dan nu bilu senai chona mai ku tuang au tapi ai sakabuna ngauta. Magama bana rumah ko satu ai ku. Bicara pernah nama itu tua ini loh. Maksang ai itu ayah kena itu amin.
Gue. Masa kemana wow?
Millet is very suited to cultivation on the mountainside, unlike rice, which needs terraces and ditches.
The millet don't need too many water. The rainfall can pretty much sustain the need of the water. So you can see that the millet is a much more ecological friendly species in Taiwan's environment.
Galalu passes on the old Paiwan ways of cultivating millet, including their way of stripping the grain from the stems. The children have been encouraged to learn the tribal language as well.
The languages are the embodiment of the culture. If you can speak the language, you can communication with your elders, so you can inherit their wisdom, you can inherit their ways of doing things.
Ya tusuin pakai kirim-rimu kemana jalan, semgon.
Bubu, aku ini.
If the children is with their vuvu under a tree talking, there is a certain atmosphere which is not really in YouTube or in Facebook. And the bonding strengthens the sense of identity, also gives vuvu the value.
It's tough work. The children aren't so strong yet, and they have to haul the millet into a giant pestle and mortar and find lots of puff to blow off the chaff.
Kasuna mata umayram sana maisu. Nu maisu iten sunu matusu pai. Atu suina za asal matusu. Pai, matusu lada sunu.
Baru puja konturo te sama.
Ini, pai. Pai pas ilau pas mana? Tazwa ina cuma pasapai no sayanga ta pai sui nangauta sa takasai vatanga takasai nanga.
Once the millet is harvested and processed, it won't be sold. It's going to be the main source of the family's food for the coming year. The mountains of southern Taiwan are home to the Paiwan indigenous culture. 90-year-old Galalu and her family survive on subsistence farming and grow crops on the mountainside. Hardy taro is planted on the hillside in springtime and harvested in late autumn. It's a smaller variety than the plain taro. The Paiwan preserve it by slow roasting it, which takes time, over 24 hours to dry it out.
Mereka cina mazali sama seng ikan. Takuan usma ma ikan ni kan cina mazali nu pasoni cuaca alak, cuaca sara-sara, cuaca ali, cuaca drama.
Galalu continues giving lamasan lessons in traditional cooking.
小朋友也会要求想要学什么，在我们的能力范围内，我们一定让小孩子学，包括烹饪课。
Galalu's lessons are supplemented with cooking lessons from a teacher from outside the village.
希望呢，因为这也是我们自学的原因之一，也是要学习农耕，然后课程都要结合农耕。
在山上你不去想，那你就没有创造力。我教你再多东西都没有用。对，我觉得年轻人应该要去 创造东西出来。
他是把想法丢给孩子，然后叫小孩子自己去玩。因为在玩的时候，小孩子其实会碰到问题，小明才会跳出来说：“好，我们来一起解决这个问题。”
Lama-san has to prepare a range of dishes for her graduation. These include jinavu, meat with taro powder, wrapped in millet, and avai, with homemade peanut butter. Jinavu is the most famous Paiwan dish. The word means food wrapped in leaves, a distant relation of the Han Chinese dumplings.
那个血桐还有甲酸浆、月桃这3个叶子，它们的味道都会进去。
Lama-san has never made jinavu before.
没有学过，第一次，我都乱紧张。
他已经焦虑了1个多月，对，但是妹妹是一个很谨慎的人，然后又怕做错。
Since she's so worried, Galalu and her mother walk her through the process, step by step.
Asama pusang arakan tua sa kina kusiaban ni maju urupa urukutsunganga.
看到吴帮我，其实我也很开心，就跟吴一起做东西，就是从小一起这样长大。
The traditional Paiwan way is to season the meat with taro powder, and then just wrap it in the leaves.
从以前的老人家就是有这样的吃法，所以一直到他们这一代。
The graduation ceremony is tomorrow, and it's close to midnight. And Lama-san hasn't finished the jinavu yet. Lama-san is up again before dawn to finish off. She has to make the peanut butter still.
花生也很好吃啊，我们自己种的，先炒然后再打碎，然后再包到阿白里面。
Everyone pitches in for her big day.
再上去。
Galalu makes a traditional snack, tsuluk, or 100 paces. Legend has it that 100 paces is the Paiwan tribe's ancestor. Tsuluk is made by steaming millet and mixing it with sticky rice. The stickier, the better. This hard work is usually done by the men. They make a long roll, rolling the peanut butter inside it while it's still warm. It's then curled up to cool off. As well as her family, all Lama-san's teachers are invited to the ceremony.
好，那我们就先用掌声来欢迎我们今天的毕业生。Lama-san，来。
Ako, mali-mali pati masung ta kusiaw ro dia bababang ta semua pusat kubu buaya za kubarung.
很感谢神，让Lama-san能够平安健康。
我是很祝福Lama-san真的对于自己在部落所学习的都很有自信的，可以跟人家说，我学的就是这些。
Living on the mountain, the 12-year-old Paiwan girl Lama-san has to prepare a range of dishes out of her own crops for her graduation. From this day onward, the tribe no longer sees Lama-san as a child. She has more responsibilities now.
在山下有一个压力叫承袭，那相对的他们的压力就是食物， 那个食物是要喂饱我们整个部落。如果可以让我父母亲、爷爷奶奶吃饱，这个是我最大的满足。
谢谢你们来参加我的毕业典礼。
Galalu has passed on her knowledge about the cultivation and cooking of food to 3 generations.
Kua pusangaran na pakan, kanu muna mauwa nga kububu. Timuna marka si siya manchen jas. Kuprava na matazeti bubu ya.
我最喜欢吃的是阿白，因为它的料都不一样，他们都说很好吃啊，100分。
我们是一起陪他完成这些事情，然后到他有笑容为止，我们才放松了。
From generation to generation, Paiwan culture continues, thanks to families like this one. With another generation secure in the old ways, the chances are good for the Paiwan in the future.
We still have elders living lives in the old way and still speaking languages, so it's important to relink ourselves with that world.
One thing all the tribes of Taiwan have in common is their relationship with nature. Whether hunting or gathering food sustainably, or cultivating crops on the mountainside, their ways of bringing in food are very much in tune with the natural world and its cycles. It's now the end of autumn, time once again to sow millet. The children don't seem to miss the distractions of the modern world, but instead enjoy laboring in the fields.
Magakiwasay kina matuso, patagili kina demangdang, sacha temugu tetua vau.
之前都觉得就是吃饭就吃饭啊，然后现在都只要吃到我们自己种的东西啊，就会开始边吃然后边想之前在种的过程，然后就会觉得食物特别好吃。
Asa tasinan kalaya na ko rino ta sitarmeno kilivakaza smas atsam liao.
It's this connection between the land and the people that is special to the indigenous peoples.
A land means more than just something to be sold in the market. It's the way you develop yourself, and it's the connection of yourself with the world.
因为我们有孩子，然后孩子们会在土地上玩，他们要继续使用这块土地，我们要呵护这块土地，不施肥。
In an age where food shortages loom large because of unsustainable production methods, the indigenous peoples of Taiwan have found a solution in their own traditions, with respect for nature and an emphasis on taking no more than is needed, while ensuring enough remains for the future.
You know who you are, and you do not look down on who you are because it's different from other people.
Not that the indigenous people are somehow better than the rest of us, just they have had more opportunities.
It's not saying that indigenous people are naturally or born to be a stewardship of the environment. We had more chance to direct interaction with the nature, more chance to learn by doing.
And the world can learn from their hard-won knowledge as well.
City folks or people who are not Aboriginal, if they really want to learn from Aboriginal, maybe not the way they live, but the way they look at life. With that strong sense of identity, you move forward.